Well, gentlemen, back here again.
We shall rend these fields of the trolls and spread our information.
Shut up.
God damn it, Brink. Welcome back to another episode of the Digital Roundtable. I don't know how long we've been gone, but it's been quite a while. I am your host, NabeelSteel, and I'm joined by
Brink
And Saboo.
Well, yeah, it's been quite some time.
It has been a long time, guys.
It's been so long that I just stepped in cobwebs over here.
Yeah.
But there's carpet now.
Yes, there is carpet. And drawers. And yellow-green paint.
It looks really nice.
It's functional for this room.
Gives it a little authentic feel, little vintagey feel.
It's a fucking garage.
I'm trying to make us feel better about the situation, but I guess, alright.
Well, regardless, we kind of apologize, for our being
Long
AF
hiatus.
Internet K for a long time.
Yeah.
Listen, people, we died. We came back. We're here to save the world again. You can put your panties on.
And that's all you need to know.
Oh, I think they would want to take them off. Yeah. Catch drift. No? That's cool.
Regardless, yeah, we're back. BlizzCon just happened.
Yeah.
There's a lot to talk about. And predominantly, I think we're going to go over BlizzCon for this Digital Roundtable. What there has been had, what there will be had, and...
Was had.
Many things.
Yeah.
Many things that hopefully will make your earbuds bleed. I mean...
Juice.
Yeah. Whatever. Fuck.
He meant
It's
to
been
say
so long.
eargasm.
I don't know how to do this. What is computer?
Well then.
Talking hard.
So for whatever subscribers we have left, this is to you.
This is you. Thank you guys. Hopefully you guys will listen and come back and interact. And we're sorry. Life happens.
All right, jumping straight into it.
Yeah.
There was a couple big announcements that happened at this year's BlizzCon 2013. One of which was a game that got revised a couple times. They brought it to BlizzCon a few times in different formats. Finally, they've decided on something in a direction they want to go with this game. That game is called Heroes of the Storm.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys seen... you guys saw the stuff about Heroes of the Storm, right?
Sure
Yes,
did.
I did.
It, to me, is very, very exciting. It's a fresh take on the MOBA, even though they're not calling it a MOBA, they're calling it a team-based hero brawler. And essentially what they're doing is they're gutting out some of the core MOBA mechanics and fitting in their own and how they want the game to play out.
Gotcha.
So, like the normal 3-lane MOBA thing, and you got, your certain strategies that go from MOBA to MOBA.
Yeah.
That everybody's used to, and you can kind of transfer them from game to game.
So
This is kind of taking it and throwing it and jumbling it up Blizzard style.
So
And-
no more 3 lanes, no more tower pushes. What's going to happen, Nabeel?
Well, there's still towers in the forms of what they're calling towns now, and there's towers that defend these towns. There's still end objective from what I can see for all the game modes, because they got a couple different game modes. For each objective is still relatively the same, where you have to destroy the other person's base.
So we get to rape and pillage. This game's sounding awesome already.
And you get to do it as your favorite Blizzard iconic heroes.
Yeah. What I really love about it so far, though, is that everything they kind of teased before, they still kind of kept, but they changed it.
Yeah.
And it from what the pictures I've seen, it looks amazing. I unfortunately didn't get to see any live gameplay of it, but it looks fun, man. It looks like it's going to be chaotic fun.
The
Yeah,
bee's knees.
They're really focusing on their core values from where they want friends to get together and play. And part of that, they're showing with how they're making the game mechanics, it's not individual leveling, it's team-based leveling. You level as a team
Okay.
Everybody's level remains static and the same, and you level together as a team. You unlock your abilities as a team, and you progress that way. There's no items in the game.
I see. I heard that. That's gonna be weird.
Yeah, and you know what they're substituting it as? Instead of actually having items,
Stats.
they're having skill trees.
Yeah.
Where, say, in most mobile games, you got 3 or 4 different abilities, or 4 or 5, I should say, different abilities to choose from, and one of them being like an ultimate ability, and you unlock it as you play through the game, right?
Yeah.
This game, you're still going to have that many choices for abilities, but you're getting them in like a skill tree too, so you can... There may be like 3 or 4 different ultimate abilities to choose from, depending on what specific hero you're playing.
Right. Which is, I think, what every Blizzard fan really wanted at its core, which is awesome to see because it kind of brings the element of Warcraft. Original Warcraft.
Yeah.
It brings in the element of WoW, which we all came to... Most of us came to love, grow in love with, and... I think that's fucking awesome. That not only it adds a shit ton more strategy to the game. That's a huge thing for me. That it adds a lot more strategy because as the opposing player, you're not gonna know, hitting that level, what ability he has, and what ultimate do I have to watch out for, stuff like that. Which to me, it adds a lot of depth. It adds a lot of depth to the game.
Correct.
Which is fucking cool.
Also, that team-based leveling means that most supports who get left behind until they can catch up in the end game are not going to be at the same peak.
That's one of the things they were talking about during the panels. They were talking about how what it takes away from the original MOBA structure and what it gives to the game now. Now it takes away the burden of supports having to stay in lane to get levels, having to do certain things during the game just to try and keep up with their team.
Yeah.
Now it removes that. Now it lets the support characters play support and go around and actually support their teammates instead of worrying about, I'm behind in CS. I need some gold to buy this item. I need to do this. I'm behind like 3 levels. I need to get back in lane,
Yeah, exactly. It equalizes the gameplay a lot, I think.
I feel like hardcore players are going to really beat on that option because they're going to be like, well, just a new game noobs can play. Sometimes it's not.
It's gonna happen. I guarantee. Like a lot of the hardcore mobile players they're gonna talk a lot of trash on the game, but I don't think that's who they're going for. I mean, yeah, granted that they want to bring them into this game, but I think they're gonna go for more like the Hearthstone approach that they took, where they just want a general public to be interested into the game. Like right away, you got more than likely your casual mobile player is gonna try it out. You got your WoW fan that's going to try it out because, hey, it's like WoW, but team-based and quickly. Like, you know what I mean? And I think they're just shooting a scatter shot. You know what I mean? Like, to try to touch everyone, which is cool, which is awesome.
Another great thing is that they're trying to bring it back down to super action-packed gameplay within a short amount of time span actually spent playing one game. Their max... time limit for their games, they want to be 20 minutes.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's a quick game.
Yeah.
They wanted it to be where you're constantly engaging in some captivating combat as you're going through, and there's no dead time where you're like, I'm sitting in lane, nothing's really happened for like 10 minutes here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Which for me, I think is a great thing because the number one reason that I play League of Legends over Dota, Han, and all these other games is that LOL games are really fast-paced compared to all other MOBAs, and now we have that their target time is 20 minutes. That's fucking awesome, dude. Like,
yeah, from start to end, 20 minutes.
That's why I play on League. I play ARAMs because ARAMs, a 20-minute game, you're like, oh my god, why is it taking so long,
Imagine that. Like, essentially, it's like playing an ARAM in like a full game aspect because the team's leveling together.
Right.
Most of the time in ARAM, if everyone's in the lane and doing stuff together, you're all pretty much gaining the same amount of experience.
Exactly. Yeah, so, this sounds really, really great. It's taking them forever to come out with.
Yeah, they're still refining a few things, and they got a lot to work on. They're still in alpha at the moment. Mm-hmm. However, beta signups have gone up on the Heroes of the Storm website. You can sign up using your Battle.net account. Opt into the beta, and I've heard some information that it's supposed to go in beta sometime next year. Of course, Blizzard soon.
Yeah,
everything is soon to
them.
Don't worry about it. And when it comes out, it comes out. An interesting thing they were talking about also in the panels is how they're trying to make sense of this hero brawler. Because essentially what it's taking is taking 3 different universes, StarCraft, Diablo, and the Warcraft universe, smashing them all together into one game.
Right.
And they're like, some of their challenges were like, well, how do we make sense of this? So they developed this, idea and platform for this game called Nexus, where all 3 of these worlds are combining, you know what I mean? And heroes are battling it, out
right.
in this world called Nexus. And the individual art style is pretty cool for the game. Basically, they're taking art styles from all 3 games and mashing them together, and then taking like different interpretations of the heroes themselves over time and mashing those together to give you the base hero and what it looks like in the game.
Gotcha.
Like if you take a look at some of their model development that they already have out for a lot of the characters, you're like, that's Arthas, but there's something different about Arthas. And that's because they're taking like stuff like the art styles and,
blending them making them be able to fit in the same universe.
Exactly.
Yeah, which makes fucking total sense.
Mm-hmm.
And not to mention that they're releasing like a bunch of different skins per hero, and there's some ridiculous ones that are super, super cool. Like, for instance, Uther, right?
Mm-hmm.
They have his base skin, right? It was just classic Uther. You're like, oh, that's Uther. Yeah,
Golden armor and
and then they have the Paladin tier armor Uther. The red one.
Yeah.
The
tier
awesome the tier 2 Paladin armor. They have him in that as a skin, and then
there's a Space Marine.
They have a space medic Uther, where he's wearing like the medic outfit. He's got like a medic camera and everything. Like they crossed him into StarCraft and made him this Space Marine Uther.
It looks totally legit.
And another instance,
that's gonna make fanboys go nuts. Dude.
They have Diablo,
cool.
right?
Yeah.
By the way, they brought it back to old school Diablo 2 Diablo. You know what I mean?
Does he have boobies still?
Nope, not female
boobies?
Diablo, male Diablo or Herm Diablo. I don't know,
sure.
whatever you want to call it. Male Diablo, and then they have a skin for male Diablo or for Diablo that's Lurkoblo. It's a Murloc / Diablo.
Wow,
it's hilarious.
Pretty great.
That's fucking cool, dude.
Another cool thing, because they want to keep the game as fast paced, keep the action up, right? They added a mobility system with mounts. So your heroes can get mounts. You can get different types of mounts, right? That's a cosmetic thing, obviously.
Right.
But it increases your speed out of combat.
Think of
so
it
you
as
can mount up.
Boots.
Go ahead.
Think of it as boots, but it's a cosmetic and your character actually rides it. Which is hilarious because they showed one image where Diablo is riding on a fucking unicorn and the unicorn's shitting rainbows. Yeah.
That's fucking awesome, dude.
It's hilarious. Along the same lines of that, they're trying to keep the excitement up in the game the whole time. You know what I mean? And they said, with the mount system, allowed them to do like some crazy things. Like if you ever got into a tough situation where you're about to get ganked, right? And it's 2v1 and you're about to get ganked by these other 2 people. You're trying to run away and you're by yourself. There's no teammates around. They said the mount system allows it so that your teammates can come across the map and get to you before you die.
Gotcha.
To save you.
Yeah.
That's how fast paced it's going to be. Where you're like, just because you're on the opposite side of the map doesn't mean you're just going to get ganked and die.
Okay. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of little baitage going on that one, huh?
It's interesting.
I can see that. Do you know there's going to be like fog of war? Did they announce? I'm pretty sure.
There's brush and bushes and stuff like that you can hide in still, just like most other MOBAs.
There's still a jungle.
There is vision where there's a couple maps where you can capture points in the map somewhere and it'll give you vision of a certain area. Gotcha. It's kind of like StarCraft-esque.
Yeah, there's those Nagel towers or Zelnaga towers where you put a creep next to it and it gives you a wide vision range.
Another thing they were focusing on, like especially with the heroes, people want to play these iconic heroes. Is a challenge was how are they going to make it so that if you choose Arthas, you feel like you're playing Arthas.
Yeah.
So how are they going to make it fit within this whole hero brawler universe?
Yeah.
So they got to really take a step back and look at each individual iconic hero and see where they would fit in the spectrum. The types of heroes they got in this game, they got assassins, warriors, supports, and specialists. So, like, you take a character like Arthas, very slow. You picture him in game, you know what I mean? You never see Arthas flying around everywhere, super, super fast, doing all these things. No, he's moving slow, but if he hits something, he's hitting it hard.
Right.
And his spells are powerful.
Gotcha.
But he doesn't do a lot of them. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So another challenge was, how do they encompass that and bring that into the character, but still providing variety, and that goes back to the whole skill tree thing. Mm-hmm. There's a couple different ultimates you can pick for Arthas. You could have him summon like an army of undead, or you can have him summon, I think it was called Breath of Sindragosa, and this frostworm comes out and freezes everything in front of him.
That's pretty fucking cool.
Imagine that for every single iconic hero.
Yeah. Now, what I really love about it too is that there's so much lore in all of Warcraft. I mean, all of the Blizzard universe.
Yeah.
That you're gonna be able to see pre-Lich King Arthas as a skin.
Yeah.
You're gonna be able to see Lich King Arthas as a skin, and even just so much shit, dude. Like pre-robe Thrall skin and robe Thrall skin. But if they're gonna, you know what too will be awesome. I don't know if they're gonna do it or not. If the skin changes your gameplay.
I don't know. They didn't mention anything about that.
That's what I like about Infinite Crisis, personally. Like, Infinite Crisis, you purchase a skin. I'm sorry, I don't think it's skins, but if you purchase... They have, 3 different Batmans, where it'll all change. But that would be cool, because you might have, the Black Armor Thrall, which is an enhancement shaman, more melee, hands-on. And then you have the Robe Thrall, that's more of, an elemental shaman, stuff like that. You have, the guy from StarCraft outside of the suit, and he's more... kind of hands-on, you know what I mean? It just changes.
His name's Jim Raynor, by the way.
Don't give a fuck.
Yeah. I was like, are you talking about Raynor? What?
Yeah, no, not that guy. Okay, how about that? I'm talking about another guy.
Which
How
one?
make you feel? Doesn't fucking matter.
The guy who's locked in his spacesuit?
He wasn't always locked in the spacesuit.
No, but he's locked in it now.
But he
And that's
wasn't
not
before.
Raynor.
No, that's not Raynor.
Okay, whatever. Maybe I'm talking about that guy.
I forgot his name.
Ah, good, bitch. Me look stupid. Anyways, you see what I'm saying though? Just simple shit like that that'll change the game and the way it plays out. I think that's gonna be fucking awesome. Hopefully they do that. Hopefully. Another thing, I'm sorry, it's been in my head. The mount system, wouldn't it be cool if they implement your BOA mounts from WoW?
That would be awesome.
So you could see,
some unique mounts that you have in WoW,
Arthas running around on my celestial steed,
right?
That'd be pretty cute.
That'd be a lot of work to integrate, though. And I don't know if they'd be able to do it.
I don't think so, because all they have to do is render those mounts for the game, and then it's already a bind on account, so they just have to be able to scan what you've purchased.
Well, the difference
and
between...
it's only going to be a one-time thing per account.
The team's much smaller than any of the other Blizzard groups that work on the different games.
I'm not saying it has to be done on release, but that is something that they could build.
Wish list.
True.
Wish list.
Yeah, wish
Which,
list.
by I'm saying, that'll be number one. It's easy because all the system has to do is scan your account for what you've purchased, right, and then implement it into that game. That's it. Which, yeah,
Okay.
Later.
Okay, part of the real, direction they're going in with this game and what's going to set it aside a lot. From other MOBAs, aside from it being just a Blizzard universe, how much lore they have per character is insane.
Right.
Is the way they're going about their quote-unquote maps, right? They're calling them battlegrounds.
Right.
Each battleground is essentially kind of like a different play mode in itself. There's different objectives, but overall, the overall objective is just still destroying your opponent's base. But how you get there is completely different. Mm-hmm. Each battleground has different objectives. There's one called, I think it's called Blackheart's Bay. And in Blackheart's Bay, right?
The booty.
It takes place, you picture a pirate bay.
Right.
You know what I
and
mean?
I'm
a shipyard bay.
You have to steal your opponent's booty.
Close. What you do is that there's going to be a... Blackheart himself is going to be at a ghost pirate ship that's going to be in the middle, near the middle of the map, right? Mm-hmm. And this ghost pirate ship, Blackheart comes out, right? And you can hire him, or he'll work for you and fire his ship cannons on the other team structures if you pay him doubloons, gold doubloons. How you get these doubloons is that they spawn in random treasure chests throughout the map, right? And then there's some creep camps that'll drop these gold coins too.
Yeah.
And as you go through and you play the game and you're collecting these doubloons, right? They get placed on your character, and it shows to your teammates and the other team how many you're holding.
And
so instantly, if you're holding a lot, you can become a target, and the other team will want you dead, so you don't take those coins to Blackheart, right? And they want to take them. They want to kill you because you have a lot of them.
So it's like a gold race.
Yeah, it's like this really interesting mechanic, right? Because now you're like, okay, I have to make sure that I get these gold doubloons in. You know what I mean? And we got to fire on their base before they fire on our base. We can't let them get too many coins. Let's kill them and take the coins and then go turn it in.
Yeah, but not only that adds strategy to the fact that, holy shit, our fucking big-time bruiser, the guy that they're focus firing, has a shit ton of gold. We can no longer risk him into a team fight.
Exactly.
Like, that's so nice.
Let me emphasize how deadly Blackbeard's fucking cannons are. So let's say you have a full wall and towers, all full health.
Mm-hmm.
You get Blackbeard and he bombards your shit. That wall's gone. That's how devastating he is.
Yeah,
that's why it matters.
That's. I'm getting antsy.
It's
getting excited.
It's pretty cool.
Getting hard.
So that helps you push through the lanes.
I got a boner. Yeah.
I'm not even.
Not surprised?
Not surprised.
You agreeing with me? You got one too?
I don't find this awkward.
Quarter chub? That's cool.
Quarter chub.
3 Ds with a quarter chub on. Sounds great.
Another battleground, right? So we got that one, right?
Yeah.
That was already
awesome.
fucking crazy, right?
Yeah.
There's 2 lanes. Oh, is there 2 lanes in that one? I don't remember.
Yeah.
I think there's 2 lanes. Another one would be the Haunted Mines. This one is fucking crazy. Blew me away.
It's going to be like AB?
It's a map, right? So you have your top map, right? And the objective of this one is the same thing. Still control creep spawns and all that stuff and destroy the other person's base. Well, in this map, after a certain amount of time, these mines open up. And you and your teammates can go into the mine, and it's a separate level. It's underneath the ground.
What the
It's a layered map.
Yeah, so it's a layered map. It's a 2-layered map, right? So you have a top layer and a bottom layer. You can have teammates on the top and bottom, vice versa. You can mix it up however you want.
Yeah.
How this map works out is that there's these, what are they called?
They're
grave golems, I think they're called?
They're like undeads in the mine, and they drop a special item called glowing skulls, and you collect skulls, and there's even a mini boss in the mine that drops a shit ton of fucking glowing skulls. Well, whoever collects the most glowing skulls, there's like a little meter, and it'll keep filling up, and whichever team collects the most summons a gigantic skeleton, like ogre giant.
It's a grave golem.
It's
right?
Gotcha.
And each team will get a grave golem, regardless of how many skulls you get. So, like, say one team gets 60 and the other team gets 40. The team with 60's grave golem is going to be stronger. It's going to have more health, do more damage.
So it's like a time thing.
It's the amount of skulls you collect determines how strong the golem is going to be.
It's not a time thing either, because there has to be 100. There has to be 100 skulls collected. Period. Right.
Oh, so whoever has the most skulls when it equals 100 in total.
Yes.
That's when it's.
And once that spawns, right at the beginning, they spawn at each base and they move their way on opposite lanes across. Wherever it dies, it's where it respawns.
Oh, it's such bullshit.
So through the next phase, right, when the mines open up again and you decide, okay, are we going in as a team, or are we only sending a couple in while we're pushing up top? You know what I mean? There's a lot of strategies you can play here, depending on how much you collect there. And when the grave golems respawn, they respawn right where they died last time, so they can push where they were before.
And can you do damage to them? Is
Yes.
that how you kill them again?
They can die. Yes.
They're very, very powerful though. Like they don't go down in like a couple hits. They take a lot of damage.
And like
Especially if you collect like a shit ton of skulls.
Yeah.
If you're sitting at like near 80 skulls, good
Good
luck.
luck.
Like
GG.
you're not. Well, it's gonna take a long time to kill that grave golem.
Yeah.
Long time.
And they do hurt walls pretty bad. Not as devastating as Blackbeard's, but they'll chunk it more than your hero can.
It's a problem because you can't ignore it. Like the other team,
Yeah.
like say your team got like 80 skulls, right, and the grave golem spawned.
You still can't ignore the other one.
Their other team, yeah, you can't ignore that one that's coming, even though theirs is like only 20, you know.
Yeah.
But they cannot ignore yours. They have to go to your. They have to send like at least 3 people, I'm assuming, to your side to handle that grave golem, and you guys can just split push from there on.
Gotcha.
You get it?
Yeah.
And you have the advantage. So it's interesting, like mechanic wise, how it's like dual layered. Of course, like There's going to be team fights happening on both layers, back and forth. A lot of strategy ways you can play that out. And it's just a little idea of like different types of battlegrounds they have. They have another one too. I haven't looked really far into that one, but it involves 2 altars, a sun and a moon altar, right?
Okay, that's
north side of the map, south side of the map.
I know a little bit about this one. You
Go
want
ahead.
me to talk about
it?
Yeah. Okay, so it's called the Dragon Shrine map. Once again, 2 bases. Except each base has this shrine that's locked underneath this like huge thing. So there's 2 obelisks on 2 adjacent sides of the maps. The moon obelisk, sun obelisk. You have to capture these obelisks by standing near them, and the little rune thing will go around them. Once you've claimed both, by the way, the team can recapture another shrine and whatnot.
Is there a lockout period?
No, there's no lockout. That's why I said the other team can totally screw you over if they get it. But once a team gets both shrines, it'll lock out. And then, in the middle of the map, there's a dragon shrine. You can go directly to that shrine, and whoever you choose who goes there first. It's basically whoever gets there first. You're transformed into a dragon warrior, which is this unstoppable, powerful fucking creature that devastates things. It 2 shots. It 2 shots heroes. It fucking devastates walls, but it's only a 3-minute buff. So
fuck that, you can do a lot of damage in 3 minutes, man.
They said 2 to 3 minutes. I hope it's not 3 minutes because
you do a lot of damage in 2 fucking minutes, man.
Yeah,
that's why it's important to.
If you're 2-shotting fucking shit,
it's a powerful thing. It looks cool because your hero turns into this fucking huge ass it looks like a Doom Guard but dragony, and he has 2 huge battle axes, and he's just like wah!
Oh, so like the ones from like the Dragon Guards.
Yeah, the black keep whatever, but he's like a little bit more buffer and bigger and has a tail and wings. Yeah.
Can he fly?
And there's another mode, but I know nothing about it. No. He just rampages shit.
Some other interesting facts here that they were talking about too in like a Q&A. Somebody asked whether or not there would be like horrible snowball effects. Say one team, because it's so team based for leveling, right? Like one team,
I can't see
team
that
wipes the
really
other team
happening.
like 2 or 3 times, right? And they said they're like that is not an issue at all because you can gain experience from your team by doing like camps and stuff like that that are going to gain you back up to like say the other team has like a 2-level advantage, you can get back to their level really really fast even though you die a few times.
Yeah, I can't really see there being because there's no items.
Correct.
Like I can't.
They said unless the teams are very unbalanced.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like unless
there would be no snowball effect.
Yeah, the only way and unbalanced and not tactical. Because in that sense, like okay, we're losing. There's only 2 lanes we need to worry about. You 2 guys get in the jungle. Start getting us some XP in the jungle, and then we'll go from there. We'll figure it out once we even up with. You know what I mean? Like,
correct.
Because it's shared XP, you don't have to worry about our carries getting owned. We need to send him somewhere else. We need to somehow get him farmed. You don't need to worry about that because it's as a team you can farm. You know what I mean? So if you do have a more overpowered hero than somebody else that they're focusing, cool, send him into the jungle because now number 1 you're baiting the other team into going after him because they know that if your team gets high enough. So you know what I mean? It's that the only way you can fail in getting so unbalanced is if you just don't know how to play,
or like just sit there,
or just sit there,
or just not play. Exactly.
Yeah.
Somebody also asked, well, how does individual skill come to play with an effect for snowballing itself too? And they're like, well, from what they said, they're like, we haven't seen that as a problem. We have some very skilled players from what they said, within their team, and they're like. And we have some not so skilled players. And they said from what they can see right now, it's not that big a deal at all. They said one person cannot carry, like, they can carry the team, you know what I mean, where you're getting a lot of kills and, you can play your character really, really good.
Skill.
Yeah. But he's like, because there's no items, your individual character is not getting better at what he's doing.
Yeah.
You know so it's not snowballing at all.
The playing field, the evenest way, unless it's like a time level, like every 5 minutes you level. Like, literally, the way they're playing it out right now seems like the most... you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, the most balanced they could get.
And they're really focusing on it to be more team aspect, and they don't want the spotlight to be on an individual person.
Right. Which is, once again, goes back to a carry. You can't really get a carry because you can't help him farm because you farming is helping him farm in this game.
Well, because...
That's us. Yeah.
If you reflect back to the classes that... you mentioned earlier, So we got the assassins. They do fucking massive damage, but are squish squash. You got the warriors. They're tanky. They kind of hit hard, and they have a lot of health, but they're slow. Supports, healing, or some sort of buff mechanics or whatever. And from what I heard from specialists, they do certain things really well. Some of them can recruit from the mercenary camps, kind of like in Warcraft 3.
Yeah.
And others are really good at taking down walls, like the Goblin King. So he does explosives and stuff. So it's tailored to like how you want to build your team. If you go all assassins, I'm pretty sure you might get rolled if the other team has more variety. Just
you may be good at. I think you may be good at like blowing a couple characters up, but you're not gonna be good at like taking down towers and shit.
Yeah, I mean that all goes to individual skill. Like if you have a skilled team playing, then yeah, you could fuck around and try that out. But if you're playing, see, that's what I love about the way they're making it work. Because if you have an extremely skilled team that goes 5 assassins, but you have a decently skilled team, like not a bunch. Yeah, if you guys, decent players that have an all-around good team, like they have a support, they have their carry, they have their warrior, they have their assassin, that. I don't think that the assassins will be able to take them out in the sense that they're gonna blow one guy up. But in that time, I'm sure cooldowns are going to be a big effect. They're, and then, all these other things that they got to consider. And then, once again, going to the wall. You're squishy as hell, and you're probably not going to do a lot of damage to that wall. So what's going to happen is that our tower, our defense systems are going to hurt you, and then we're going to come and take you out. Because you took so long to take that out. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That's what I love, that it's balanced like that. You can't... Oh, well, 5 assassins theoretically makes sense because we can kill something like that.
Yeah.
But now your cooldowns are up, and you got 4 other dudes that can not only heal themselves, protect themselves, are heavy hitters, and have a shit ton of health that are coming at you. That's awesome, dude. I didn't know anything about this game until right now. I'm fucking excited. Yeah. I am extremely fucking excited because of how balanced it is. And it literally comes down to tactic and skill.
It's gonna be fun.
Some of the most I'm really excited about it overall. Right, I love the prospect of the games only being 20 minutes. Yeah. Why? Like he went into a deep discussion about how many times have you ever logged on? Your friends are playing, but they're like in the middle of a match, and you're like, oh, maybe do I want to wait? Do I want to wait, or do I want to start a match? So you start a match, and then they get out, and then you're in your match, so they start another match, and you never get to play together.
Yeah, which is perfect, dude. That's so perfect because you go in, hey, I want to play with you guys. Oh, dude, we literally just started a match. Okay, well, what do? Do I wait 20 minutes for them to get out of the game, or do I play a game and then they wait 1 or 2 minutes for me to get out of my game?
Exactly.
That is so.
Or you go grab a sandwich.
Oh yeah, that too.
This shit like this, I love you for Blizzard. God damn it, fucking so smart sometimes. Other times, not so much. We'll talk about that later.
Oh. A little tidbit of information. I don't know if you caught it, but they said they're going to share the map building editor that they're making with the game. They're going to give it to the community just like they did with StarCraft 2,
Warcraft,
and Warcraft 3. So people will be able to make
Hero Wars.
They're going to make their own custom maps.
I'm sorry, Tower Defense Hero Wars. Like, imagine if you could implement that.
It'd be like Angel Arena.
Oh my god! Like like
maze. Angel Arena.
No, like when you used to maze, like create mazes and stuff. Like imagine you could do that shit with the. Oh, dude!
New game modes too, dude. Like seriously, we have 4 maps to do, or 4 battlegrounds to do, and then people from the community are going to make even funner maps. And it's just going to expand and grow.
Another problem,
which is, I'm sorry, real quick, which is fucking amazing for Blizzard to do because look at the success that they had with Dota in Warcraft. I guarantee you that Dota alone made them $1 million from people buying copies of Warcraft 5-10 years after the fucking game came out.
Yeah.
Like StarCraft 2 too. Like, have you been to the arcade? I know you haven't played it. So it's basically like an updated version of fucking the Warcraft 3 editor custom games, except it's called Arcade.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. The games that people are pushing out. There is literally there's a game mode in there where it's like an RPG where you play as a space marine and you control it with WASD and it's like a shooter and all that shit and you're low to the ground and all this other stuff. It's amazing.
Yeah. There's a lot of creative stuff when they release the actual tools of being able to allow and enable content creators to make stuff within their games. You know what I mean, for a community. That's really awesome. Another cool thing is, which you didn't know, I don't know if you knew, if you heard about it, the whole battleground aspect. They hinted at where they were going to have it like cycle, where they have some battlegrounds in cycle, right? And they're like, people are getting bored of these now. Let's retire these ones. Let's add new ones.
Oh my god, so many constant changes.
And they said that the other maps will be there, but they'll go to custom games.
Gotcha.
Where you'll be able to play them, but you'll be playing them in a custom mode, and the new maps in the competitive or like regular rotation will be completely different.
Okay, that's pretty cool. And once again, it adds to the tactical part and the variety. Where if just the possibilities, man, the possibilities. Like, think about it. If these team, right, ranked, we're talking about ranked, there's going to be a ranked.
Yeah, definitely.
What every MOBA is doing right now.
They said they're going to have competitive play.
But think about it.
I guess higher skill level competitive play, but they don't have plans for esports yet. Yeah. They said the community decides. Of course, the community decides esports.
Think about it. Rank 1 through 10. Number 10 guys, they're good, but they can't just get the tech down this map. Number 1 guys, that's why they're so good. Cycle that bitch out. Here's a whole new fucking arena. They're like, oh, what the fuck? And then the tables are just turned there.
Exactly.
Once again, they're balancing this game to the max, even when it comes down to strategy and. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited.
I want to steal an alpha key. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to find out.
I'm pretty sure everyone that was in alpha was like related to somebody or knew somebody or worked there.
It's all internal.
Yeah, dude.
But regardless, sign up for alpha. Sign up for beta. Hopefully we get beta sometime next year. We can all play together.
Yeah.
So, next on the list of BlizzCon stuff, even though I don't want to talk about it because I'm more excited about Heroes of the Storm, but...
What are we talking about? Hearthstone? What are we talking about?
The Warcraft.
Oh, the WoW? The fucking WoW.
This is a new expansion, ladies and gentlemen.
New WoW expansion.
Let me get the... I don't got the name on here, though, so I don't know if anyone remembers.
Warlords of Draenor.
WoD. You gonna play WoW?
WoW.
You gonna play the WoW, guys?
Oh, I get it.
Probably not.
Here's your wad of WoW.
Let me tell you guys. I'm gonna play. I don't know why I'm saying that.
I know.
Yeah. You can be as negative as you want right now, but you know you're gonna play.
Let me explain.
Okay.
Take a step back, gentlemen.
Let's take a step back, gentlemen. Let's explain what's going on.
Because
this is the part that I take my hat off to in a rage and throw it on the fucking floor and be like, "What you talking about, Willis?" All right. So there's timeline A, there's timeline B. We are in timeline A. We capture Garrosh, put him into prison, and Garrosh is like, "Fuck you guys, I'm bailing out." Escapes from prison or whatever captivity, jumps to timeline B, but in the past, right? And they took the theory of where time travel is not time travel, but jumping universes, and the universes run parallel, but they never cross. So he travels back in time. He goes to fucking whatever.
Draenor.
Draenor. He goes to Draenor, and which is Outlands before all the shit went down, right? And he rallies some of the fucking ogres and orcs and all these fucking people. But see, he's back in time, so theoretically our time should change. But no, because he's in timeline B. No! You don't do that.
You need to watch Doctor Who. You might accept it more.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. Then I would stop watching Doctor Who. That's stupid. Don't say time travel. They said time travel. It's not time travel. Jumping universes. That's what it is. Point of the story, though, there's a lot of major changes coming into the WoW universe. I think if you were an old school WoW player that kind of stopped playing the game or gave up on the game, you're probably going to come back. Just because a lot of people were like, I don't get the game. I don't get how stats work. I don't get how any of this works. Well, don't worry. They're bringing it back. They're changing a lot of shit.
Yeah, from what I saw from a lot of the overview, I was like, wow, they're actually like making some significant changes to...
I think those... Are the camels yours?
Huh? No, those aren't mine. I just need a lighter.
Oh.
Where were we? I forgot.
Significant changes.
Yeah, it's at the game itself.
Yeah.
Well, that put a corkscrew and everything.
And that was a major derail.
It's okay. It's okay, guys.
We're doing it live.
No, I don't know what Steel was saying, but back to the point is that they announced a lot of major changes in the game. A lot of people are not happy about them. A lot of people are happy about them. Some people are excited about them. I personally, at the moment, am not happy about a lot of it, but I stay optimistic because I've never really been too angry at a WoW expansion. I mean, even the worst one, which a lot of people probably agree was Cataclysm. I still
Arguably the
played
worst expansion.
Yeah, I
but-
still played it, and it was good. I enjoyed myself while I played it.
I think we can all agree that the role players are the ones who are most excited about this expansion.
There's so much lore, like, in a sense. It's awkward because of the whole parallel time thing that's going on, right? But it's kind of cool to be able to go back in time and see these characters that some of us have only read about in books, you know what I mean?
We're not going back in time, though.
We're going to an alternate time, okay.
We're not even going to... We're going to an alternate universe.
Yeah.
Where when we get into the shit, it's going to be the same year in both universes. That's what makes me angry, is that there's so much shit that I've read in the story, in the books, that I'm like, oh, I can't wait to see that. And then they were like, this is what's going to happen. I'm like, so I'm not going to get to see that. But you're going to get to see it. But if you do that, you're fucking with the lore.
Well,
So tell me exactly how I'm going to see this if we're supposed to be in the same timeline, in the same time period. Like,
I get you.
you make me angry, Blizzard.
Let's get into the actual details.
Let's get
What do we got?
So I got another piece of paper with writing on it. I think we all remember how the last time I did this went. If you don't, it was horrible.
he couldn't read his own writing.
My notes are all over the place, so we're going to be jumping around on stuff a lot. If you don't like that, well, suck a dick. Character models.
That is, actually, I'm excited for.
The character
it's about
models,
damn time, is all I gotta say.
Yeah, the character models are going to get a complete overhaul. It looks like what they showed looks okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
they
you know what,
had
you know what,
facial
okay.
expressions.
Oh, big fucking whoop-de-doo.
now. I like emotes.
Oh my god. Hey guys, let's put some shit in that we're like 5 years late on. Yeah? Let's do
Like,
that.
some of it, you can
It
see
came
that
out in 2005.
the polygon
So what?
counts.
They should have done that in 2008 and 9. Get out of here.
The polygon counts are, are up.
Yeah.
There's some higher texture resolution.
Yeah, so
but,
here's the polygon on gnomes. Just to show you guys a quick how much the difference is. So originally the polygons were 956. I think it was just on the face, but it could be all over. No, I'm pretty sure it's all over the body. So originally they had 956 polygons. Now with the updated remodels, 5,408. So that's easily over 5 times the amount of polygons, and that's just going to get you all this other cool shit that's going on.
Yeah.
Another thing is too that they announced that bones. I don't know if they're talking about actual bones or what, but that's what's going to give you the real nice texturing in the hair and the beards and the long hairs. That's what's going to give you when the wind blows and it shows it blowing through the hair.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Jiggle bones? We're talking about the thing that makes it move?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's what they're going to make the hair out of. Everything I've seen looks cool though, dude. Everything I've seen looks pretty cool. It looks like it's 3 years old though. That's my only beef with it. But then again, I have to remember it's an MMO and they have to render all this shit.
WoW is pretty dated itself.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
So, with that said, they also did say that worgens, goblins are going to come later.
Of course, because
Right.
it just recently
But
came out.
pandas, they're not touching.
Are they pretty happy with?
I don't know. They just didn't say anything about
Well, I guess,
yeah, because they announced okay, these are the guys that are getting texture remodels, right? And then they were like, and then these guys, worgens and goblins, they're gonna come a little later. And we're done talking about that. Hey, puppy. Another cool thing though that was coming out that I'm really excited about was the Fey Dragon mount. Which if you guys,
that's the charity mount, right?
Yeah, the charity mount is for Make-A-Wish Foundation, which is pretty fucking awesome. It looks like a flying chameleon.
I know, it looks awesome.
It looks like something that a little girl would love, but for some reason, I'm excited.
A little Fabian.
Yes, it's a little chameleon with little butterfly wings, and it changed colors. It's fucking cool, man. If you guys haven't seen it, there's videos up on YouTube. You can go to MMO Champion and check it out too.
And I like that it's all going to charity. All the proceeds from that amount are going
charity,
straight
which
to charity.
is fucking cool, man. That's a pretty awesome of Blizzard to do.
Yeah.
But no, the fucking thing looks.
It's
cool.
an extra excuse for me to buy the mount.
It looks cool.
Yeah.
If they were keeping the money, I'd probably buy it still. Let's be honest.
True,
but it's a Make-A-Wish Foundation mount.
Buy the mount. I need to buy time and expansions.
We all need to buy time. That's the one thing we don't have enough of in this life.
We just got real deep right there.
Yep. So yeah, dude, if you guys haven't seen that mount or the new character remodels, go look at them. They all look decent, and then the mount looks fucking awesome.
Agreed.
Yar.
Agreed.
Dude, see, that's what I was talking about. What we were talking about earlier. Imagine you're fucking Heroes of the Storm or whatever, and your little chameleon mount. You're like, meh. And then, like, you're standing next to a tree, and the chameleon mount turns into the tree, and you're like, can't see me. Can't see me. It's fucking cool, man. Okay, another thing that they announced that kind of worries me, because we all know how Blizzard loves to develop their video games, we're going to work at our own pace, and you got to fucking wait. Mm-hmm. They did say that there's going to be no more new content for the current expansion.
Really?
So what's out now is out now.
Did they give a window when the next stuff's coming out then?
No.
Really?
No. They just said no new content. They did say, as far as new content coming out, no new content pertaining to this expansion. However, before the next expansion, like they always do, they're going to have lead up patches, which is like, probably be like 5.5 is going to be fucking, he breaks out. 5.6, something, he builds some sort of transportation, and then finally everything fucking happens.
I get it.
So they're going to do that, but they're not going to do anything related to the lore now in this expansion.
It's got to be pretty significant then to hold a subscriber base, because this is the problem I have, is that towards the end of every expansion, if there's not like content coming out in a certain amount of time, their subs drop because people are just like, oh, I've raided, I've done everything. Yeah.
I've raided everything. I killed Garrosh. I have nothing to do now.
Yep.
What am I gonna do? You can't. You have to. They have to release a game within 6 months. I think, for them to not take a substantial loss in subscriptions.
Yeah.
Because there's just no way.
God knows they're gonna make it back once it launches. But I mean, like.
But how much, dude?
Yeah.
Because in every business, if you ever lose a customer base and then gain it back, you're only going to gain a percentage back. That's business 101, dude.
It's pretty true.
So they cannot fucking put all their money on that. Because it's stupid, dude. It's stupid. I'm sorry. That's another thing that pissed me off, though, dude. It's like, how are you going to rely on this being so significant and not give us a release date and tell us, well, we kind of want to release by summer, but it's possible that we can do holidays, and then they're like, oh, what about this? This all hasn't been developed. What about that? Oh, we're still developing. What about this? Well, we're still in development. How are you going to have so much shit on development if the fucking game's supposed to come out soon? That's one thing that kind of pissed me off. But, whatever. Continuing. Mm-hmm. Another pretty exciting thing, I at first was like, that's stupid. That's so dumb. What are you talking about? You dumb, Blizzard. And then I started finding shit out. I was like, Blizzard, you smart, Blizzard. That's smart, bro. The garrisons.
I haven't seen anything.
You don't know what that is?
No. Those things are amazing.
Please.
The garrison
Elaborate.
is your own little town, bro.
What?
You get your own little town. You're gonna get phased into
Wait.
it.
Player housing?
Yes.
Yeah.
What?
But it's okay. You're gonna get phased in, so other players can't see it, right? But yeah, man, you're gonna have the town hall. Town hall's free off the bat. You're gonna get a nice little town hall. Fucking talk.
What do you want?
God.
Stop. Okay. To reiterate on that, you get to choose the location you want your garrison. So it can be anywhere in the world. But like you said, it's going to be phased. And you can invite... Someone asked in the Q&A, you're pushing for friendship so much, can I invite friends into my little own instance? And Metzen replied, yes, you can invite a raid's worth of people into your instance. Yes.
So what can you do? Was my question.
What
can I do?
Saboo will tell you.
In my house.
You're actually, I didn't know about that. You're gonna have to
go
into, but let me say this first.
Okay.
So first of all, you get a free town hall. Immediately, everyone starts off with town hall. imagine Warcraft, where you're gonna have to build barracks. You're gonna have to build a lumber mill.
Oh God, how long is it gonna take to farm?
Fucking God.
I know.
I'm just thinking of like, oh God, this is like a game within a game within a game within a game.
But
Well,
it adds-
Farmville's already in it, so why
It
not?
adds so much
fucking
depth,
Inception.
so much depth into the game to do this, which is what a lot of people that are still playing EverQuest and a lot of people that are playing all these other like small but really in-depth MMOs are looking for. And me personally, I was like, man, that's really cool. Like, I never thought about it because I'm not really in-depth with that. But I'm like, wouldn't that be cool for you to log on
And never
30
leave.
minutes a day?
And never leave because you built a house in WoW.
Yeah, 30 minutes a day, you log on and you just manage your town and you come back the next day and you get rewarded for that time you spent there. How, you ask? Well, let's get into that.
Okay.
Yay.
You can build profession buildings. Oh, are you a cook? Fantastic. You can go into your little hut and cook. Are you an alchemist? Cool. Build an alchemist building and you can go and do your shit in there. It's fucking cool, dude. You gotta, this is really in depth and I'm not gonna go into all that shit, but you could do shit like that.
I will.
No, you're not.
We'll reserve it for another
I'm just kidding.
cast.
You can if you want. I don't give a fuck.
Keep going.
Building bonuses.
Mm-hmm.
So what's really cool about building bonuses is maybe you can get a little deeper in that. Explain what they said.
So with building bonuses,
Hold up, let me say this first because I think
you never touched on the followers.
that's what I was going to bring up. So you get followers,
Okay.
right? Followers are like townspeople. They live in your town, right? Okay. Well, hey, I got 5 followers now. Hey, 5 followers. What's up, guys? What are you doing? Nothing. Just chilling. Chilling. I'm gonna put you to work. Go do this dungeon.
Yes.
Go do.
Oh, God.
Go do this quest. Go do these quests for me. Go do this dungeon for me, and come back with loot.
Well, that's pretty cool.
So this is how.
So bonuses. Go ahead.
So this is how followers add bonuses to your
Okay.
town. Each building has its own beneficial attribute to you, like gaining extra experience, gaining extra gold. Mines. You can build a mine inside your town, and you can go to the. How followers get into your town is you build a tavern, kind of like a little inn or whatever, and that's where you can recruit them to follow you. And each individual follower has their own unique aspects about them. Some of them even come with professions. So, say you're a Skinner leather worker, and you do not have mining, but you want some ore to sell in the auction house because there's a boom. Well, lucky you, you have a follower that has mining, and you just happen to build a mine in your garrison. You
what
can
you mean
put
to tell me is that I'm sort of like a slave laborer.
that too,
Incognito.
Because you're paying them with booze, apparently.
yeah, you're paying
'Cause
them.
they're in the tavern.
Oh my
paying them
God,
with
I'm
booze.
supporting alcoholism.
Yeah.
So every hour, based on their skill in mining, their level, and their items that they have, they'll produce a some amount of ore every hour. So you can log out.
So I can AFK farm is basically
Yes, I am saying that exactly. And get this, if that same follower has mining and blacksmithing at a certain level, you can use that to blacksmith. So say you don't have the profession blacksmithing, you can make blacksmithing patterns with that follower. You do not need other players to fucking...
I wonder how significant this
It's
is.
going to impact the economy.
It's
That's what I'm about to say. I was like, how much of a blow is this
they
going to make
did
to the
say
economy?
no. They did say that your blacksmith isn't going to make the fucking badass endgame shit that other blacksmiths outside can make.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, that
that's
makes
So,
sense. Yeah.
so yeah, like if you're leveling another character, alt or something, cool. My blacksmith in my town can make level 40 gear, can make level 50 gear, and I'll send him out to make that gear for me, and then send that to my alt. You know, little shit like that. Even you hit 90, you're fresh 100. I'm sorry, you fresh 100. I need some gear. You know, I quested this whole time. You know, quest gear doesn't give you too much. You know, it's not always that great.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Well, maybe my blacksmith, I can get him some patterns or something. Make him make me level 90 gear now.
You can
Or
also
100 gear.
you can also send the follower with a specific profession on profession quests, and that can get them certain specialized blacksmith. What is those things that you learn?
Patterns.
Patterns.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can get specific patterns for that blacksmith, and he can learn them, and it'll upgrade it. It won't be as good as the epics that, like he was saying, actual players can make, but it'll still be good enough to where you'll be like, I can deal with this. I can work with this.
That's cool. I'm That is like that's pretty cool because I thought it was just gonna be like, oh, here's a town you can walk around in.
No,
there's a bunch of.
Now
shit.
there's actually a point to it.
Check this out. You know, you got your town going. You know, your tavern's a hot spot to be. You got like 10 followers now. You know, and like, oh,
yeah,
hey,
got my crew up in there.
got your crew. Hey, look at this. Wow, what did I unlock here? Oh, is this a dungeon? Is this a raid?
What?
How about you 10 fucks go raid for me?
Yes.
And they have a chance to come back with gear
that you can use.
Isn't that awesome, bro?
They have timelines. There's like about 5 different things followers can do, and based on the difficulty, that's how many followers you would send to it. So there's quests. A single follower can do that.
How do I get followers though?
Like I said, you build a tavern and they start coming randomly. You can go in each day, log in, log out, and there will be new.
How do I min-max my
Okay,
follower game?
so once
is what I
again,
wanna know.
by building certain buildings, I'm sure are going to give you like, you have this higher percentage chance to get followers. Your professional followers, I'm sure, if you have like a blacksmithing place, he's going to want to use a blacksmithing place, right? So you might see a random follower just start appearing.
I get it. Okay,
There's 2 buildings that really help you along with this. That'll gear your followers so that they can do the more difficult things because they level by doing the quests and shit that you send them out, and eventually they'll be a high enough level to do raids and stuff. By the way, these have a time limit. Raids take about 4 to 7 days to complete. Just FYI.
I expect it.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, at the same time, you're not.
It's for
doing
gear.
the work.
Like it's
like you're not really doing much.
For gear.
It's for gear.
And by the way, the 2 buildings I was mentioning are the barracks, which is where your followers who are dedicated to you will go and sleep and train and experience. They'll gain experience and bullshit there. And then
Like
the
Warcraft?
armor.
Like Warcraft, where you could like put,
Yeah.
And then the armory, where they can get gear. And you can fill that building up with certain items so that they can be well equipped when they go out on these adventures.
Dude, the possibilities, it's like I can fucking play the game for my town.
And they showed the menus, like for setting up the quests, and they look flawless. They're going to be really simple to use. They show your character, the follower, the name, their stats, and you know what you want to assign them to, shit like that. It looks really.
So it's basically dragging
smooth.
So say you want to do a dungeon with your 5, you need at least 5 followers to at least do it or attempt it. Mm-hmm. You can drag and drop them over to the thing. So you pull over 5 random followers. Well, the quests or the dungeons that are available will rearrange themselves based on their level and their experience and their gear level and all that other stuff. Mm-hmm. And it'll tell you which dungeons that will be really easy, will be kind of hard, and where they shouldn't do it. So it'll be like, blue is good, green is okay.
Go to the hardest one.
And red is like, they might die.
Don't come back if you don't bring me anything.
Which is cool.
That's awesome, man. But yeah, that like, I'm stoked for that.
Yeah. You know, we're going to release more info on that. The more we get, the more that Blizzard puts out. Sounds fun, though, dude. Honestly, it does sound like a cool, like, you know, hour killer out of your day or something like that. But I'm sure there's going to be people that just dedicate themselves to that, which is cool too.
The cool thing too is that your little garrison will be a part of the world in your own character's eyes.
Yeah.
So like, say you phase out of your little town or whatever and you walk away, you will still see structures of your town in the distance like it was its own little city in the world. Which is fucking cool because it doesn't mean it just disappears. You're just like, that's in a whole nother universe. Nope. It's right there. I can see the shadow of my mage tower from here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you can build defensive towers and stuff like that, too.
Mage towers, alchemy towers, just like Warcraft 2. I swear to God, these buildings look exactly Warcraft 3. Look exactly like from the game.
That's actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
That's something else. It seems like lately they've just been adding more and more stuff of different things you can do in the game, so you don't just have to do the norm. Yeah. Oh, let me go dungeon. Let me go raid.
This is why I said role players are going to be really happy with this expansion because they're like, oh my god, we can role play like every day.
Yeah.
Like how?
Moving on.
Yeah.
You're good. Garrisons. Got it. Good.
Yeah.
Informed.
Got it.
Moving on. Player interaction. You know, like we were discussing earlier, but you know, Blizzard, what they want to do is build the community. They want to have a community feel in the game. Which for me personally got fucking murdered with cross realm stuff. Mm-hmm. Personally, I remember I would see a name like, oh, I remember that guy.
Yep.
I did a dungeon with him when I was at 60 or when I was at 70, or you know, I used to raid with this guy. And now with the cross realm stuff, you know, a lot of guys they had no reason to stay anymore, so they would transfer out, all this other stuff. it took a lot away from the community. So now I'm assuming that they're just trying to bring that feeling back. How you say they're going to do this?
Yeah, how they're going to do it.
Well, let me tell you. First of all, they said the new expansion, WOD, is going to remove all barriers, right? So what I'm assuming that says is that, this is an assumption I'm making, that you'll be able to raid with your friend that's on another realm.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Which they're kind of already doing now with the server merges and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They're already kind of taking care of that. Because from what I heard, they're going to, our server is going to get merged with another server, and we will be able to raid with their people from that server. And it'll tell you, like, oh, they're from Burning Blade. Yeah. You know, but you still can raid with me.
Those guys
suck.
Know.
Well, I mean, I don't know. This is a low pop server, you know what I mean? Which they got merged already with another server, and they still were a low pop server, so they're merging them over to ours.
It's a server within a server within a server.
Yeah, like I said,
serverception.
God.
Yeah. Random matchmaking. Random heroics, random dungeons. They want that to make you feel like a last resort. They want you to do that if you are some goober kid that has no absolute friends and you're just like, oh, I'm playing the WoW, but I ain't got no friends. I'm going to do, Raid Finder and stuff. They want that to be a last resort. They don't want you to use that. They want you to be able to make friends in the community and be able to raid and do dungeons with them and continue on, so on, so on. It looks like they're going to nerf Raid Finder and LFR. I know they did say that. I think that they're noticing, they're listening to the community. A lot of the community, first of all, they were bitching because they were like, I don't want to do LFR anymore because there's a lot of dumb people. And then there's I
can't stand LFR.
Yeah,
I cannot stand it.
We're too under geared, and we need more people that have more gear to be in LFR, so they want to get carried. Sounds like they're kind of just trying to whittle away LFR, kind of. Another cool thing that they're doing, though, with LFR is that they're doing that it's going to scale. So say you have 20 or 25 people in LFR, 5 people drop. You don't have to wait for 5 more people to join. You could just continue going, and the fights will scale to the 20 people that are actually still in. So that's pretty cool. Another cool thing that is going to want to force you to play with people stacking the deck, which is a buff that you get. What it's going to do is that, say you're playing with your friends list, your guildmates, or if you queued for a random dungeon heroic, right, and you 5 people just cleared the heroic, if you re-queue with the same 5 people, you get this thing called stacking the deck, which, for example, they gave that you're going to get 10% more valor. Okay. So they're giving you incentive to keep playing with the same people. Why? Number 1, it's going to build friendships. Number 2, it gives you more reason to actually keep playing with the friends you already have. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. Better leveling. They really didn't like how people complained about leveling. So they want to make it more interactive. They want to make it a little funner. They want to make it so you don't...
Leveling has always been so mundane. Yeah. You know what I mean? In World of Warcraft. There's only so much that can be captivating within leveling where you're just like... And then you get to the point where you're like, oh, fuck this. And then when you want to do a second character, you're like, nope. Yeah. Nope.
I got something for you. I got something for you on that one.
I believe if I heard incorrectly, I will correct myself in a later time. But I believe in one of the Q&As, someone asked about reputation grinds and dailies and how those are fucking awful. And
especially when you got to do them on multiple characters.
They're taking those out.
Oh, thank God.
From what I heard, I believe they are taking those out. Those daily rep grinds.
I'd be happy if they only did it for one character and it spanned against all your characters and make more sense.
Are going to be gone. I believe that's what I remember.
I don't think so.
I had to go read.
I'm pretty sure they did say it, but I don't think they will do it because then they got to find filler. Because that would
tabards. Just increase the tabard increase for reputation gain. Right?
So you would prefer to do dungeon over dungeon over dungeon over dungeon and repeatedly over and over again?
Well, I have to do it to get gear anyways.
To do your dailies? I would rather do dailies, personally. I really don't hate dailies. I do hate that I have to do it on multiple characters, but I don't hate that I have to do them. I mean, especially... I'm sorry. I know exactly what you're talking about. No. No, they're not taking them out.
Stop it.
What they
Stop
want?
it.
No, yeah, they
Stop
are
it,
kind of
Brink.
taking them out. You know what they're doing? They wanna implement it more like the Isle.
Okay.
They want to do more like the Isle, where like people really enjoy the Isle because the new Isle, because it's like you're not really doing dailies, but you're doing these quests that kind of. You see what I'm saying? They're trying to merge the daily and the Isle together to create a more fun way of getting rep.
Okay.
That's that. I don't know exactly what you're talking about. That's actually what they said.
I get that. It's just
I like the Isle. It's fun.
the rep farming still is just like, oh god.
But it's a necessity, dude. It's like something you have to do.
No, I get
it's
it.
Like a part of the game.
No, I get it. I get it because it creates obviously more time.
Yeah.
You know, that you have to kill within the game in order to get somewhere. You know what I mean? So you can feel like you actually accomplished something.
Right.
Well, I don't think you should have to do it on multiple characters. I think if you should do it on one, it should be account wide.
I agree with that. I even think it's stupid that they're like, oh, you know, you buy these coins and BOA 1,000% more rep.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
you know that even that's stupid to me, dude. Like you have your main, you already fucking did it. Just get on with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, that's that. So yeah, they're just trying to make the game a little bit. I believe they're trying to make the game more for casual players, and then they're gonna leave the rating for the hardcore player. That's what it seems like to me.
Cool thing I did hear about though is about that one character shindig when you buy the expansion.
Oh, the free level 90.
Yep.
Yeah, if you buy the expansion, you get one free level 90.
And
So
that's
that-
interesting. You can boost a character you already have made. That's not 90 yet, obviously.
Yeah.
You can boost them up to 90, or you can make a level 1 and boost that all the way to 90.
Yeah.
I want to start a new character. Expansion.
It's kind of cool because like some people are like, oh, I don't want to play my old character, or they're just getting into the game, right? Like say they're just fresh
Right.
into World of Warcraft. They're like, I don't want to go through the old stuff. I just want to play the new stuff. So they get to boost straight to the
That
90.
was their
I think that's gonna
and the new content.
hurt that for new players
Because
because
they don't know shit about anything.
yeah,
of
you're gonna hit
course,
level
yeah.
90. You're gonna have your talent tree and your spells, and you're gonna be like, I don't.
I think they-
Even though that's retarded easy now.
I think I made a
There's
mistake.
no specking like freaking back in the day.
But still, bro, like you gotta know like your rotation. You gotta know.
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
There's
if
a lot of
you're new to
spells
the
you gotta know,
game,
yeah.
like it's. I've been playing for 7 years and I'm playing my paladin now. I went from shaman to a paladin, and I'm like, I have no idea what I'm doing.
Yep.
So
They did it primarily because they thought about the aspect where someone dropped off the face of the earth for WoW, and then they came back, but they wanted to play with their friends, but they had to go through like 2 expansions worth of content. And they're like, it's okay, take 5 to 6 weeks to do that, and then gear yourself another 2 weeks.
it
And
doesn't take that long.
Well,
the gear probably
it-
will, but
I'm just
level
saying,
doesn't
like
take
they
that
were just like, you do that, and then you can come raid with us. They're like, this is an alternative.
long. It took me 3 days from 85 to 90.
Okay.
Regardless.
That's the hardest part.
Yeah. Regardless, it's just cool.
Yeah.
It's a cool thing, neat thing that they didn't have to do, but they did.
But if you want to come back, I got something for you that'll help out a lot. I'll tell you about that later. I don't want to talk about it.
Well, I am gonna come back. Beast is gonna help me out.
Yeah, no problem. Don't trip. Nah, I got something for you. You're not even gonna need him. We'll talk about it later.
You ain't gonna need him.
If the listeners want to know what I'm talking about, message us and I'll let you know on my personal stuff not associated with this.
Yeah.
So anyways, moving on.
Okay.
Something that people have been bitching about for a really long time is the numbers. I'm hitting shit for 1 million. I shouldn't be seeing these huge numbers. My gear has so many numbers. It's really hard to follow. Blah, 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 blah.
DPS numbers, man.
So they're doing an item squish.
I'm like sitting at a fucking 1.2 million health
Yeah.
and shit and rating, and like I'm like as a tank, and I'm like, I have more health than some raid bosses back in the day. Like, this is
Yeah.
ridiculous.
So what they're doing is they're doing an item squish where, if you have 1,000 strength, you're gonna get like 300 strength now.
Mhm.
If you're hitting for like 80 fucking million, you're only gonna be hitting for like 8,000 now. So which is pretty cool. I mean, I get it. I mean, we don't want to get to the point where we're in expansions hitting for fucking 80 million and bosses have 100 billion health. Like it makes no sense. Like that's so stupid. So yeah, item squish is happening. With the item squish though, we're gonna get new items. Certain things are gonna be gone. Certain things are gonna be implemented. Like they're getting rid of
Reforged?
dodge,
Oh, yeah.
parry, stuff like that.
They're getting
I'm
rid of
pretty sure
hit,
that's all they
too.
announced so far. Yeah, hit. They're getting rid of hit and expertise, I think.
Mhm.
Which back in the day, maybe you remember, we were talking about it the other night. Was there always hit? Because I think I remember that you had to get a certain stat, Like warriors needed to get strength to get hit.
There was...
Am I wrong there?
Back in the day, I think it was in the talent tree. I think in the talent tree, certain talents gave you bonuses towards hit and things like that. You're talking about vanilla, right?
Yeah. No, but I'm pretty sure, too, like, you would have to
you mean, like, specific, like attributes
strength
would contribute towards it?
Yeah, like, strength would give you attack power and hit.
I don't remember.
No, I'm pretty sure I'm wrong. I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm wrong, but that's...
I know there was talents that
me and the guys were talking about it, and we were like, I don't know. And then when somebody was... I think they just wanted to stop the conversation. We're like, no, it wasn't in the game. We're like, okay. But I don't know. I'm pretty sure that's how it was. Like I for some reason I remember like I needed agility to get hit as an elemental shaman. I'm pretty sure that's how it worked.
I forget, dude. It's been so long.
It doesn't matter. So they're bringing new things in. They're bringing cleave, which is going to help people with AoE damage, which I'm assuming is for tanks, for aggro, stuff like that. Speed bonus. You're going to get certain things that's going to help you run faster. Sturdiness. That's going to help you from taking durability, I believe. Like your armor durability. Avoidance, which is going to help you not take as much damage from AoE attacks, which is going to be really helpful for endgame raids and stuff like that. Absorbs AoE, yeah. And lifesteal, which is pretty cool. I mean, it's going to help out with the healing and stuff like that.
All the warlocks.
Yeah, warlocks already got it. Fucking, they got the water buff a long time ago. And then, like you said earlier, they are getting rid of. They're trying to get rid of gems, but right now they're saying like instead of having one item with like 3 gem slots, it's going to be 1 gem slots, and they're increasing the amount of stat it gives you. And they're getting rid of Reforge, which. Thank God.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, if they're getting rid of all those
for
stuff,
people like me, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little derpy. I'm a little derpy when it comes to that. So I'm like, I don't know what to do, and I'm like, hey guys, what do I reforge here? And they're like, shut up and figure it out. And I'm like, fuck you guys. Yeah. So they're getting rid of reforge.
They're also removing a lot of enchants. So like it's gonna be like back in vanilla. So you have basic enchants, chest, gloves, boots. That's about. Oh, and weapon. They're removing a lot of enchants too.
I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure they're gonna all.
That's less money I have to spend. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, it's less gold you have to spend.
They need to fucking revamp the Death Knight rune forging. There's
don't
no
get it.
fucking point to it. Like I sit there and I'm like, I'm never gonna use these other rune these rune weapon, enchants. I'm like, what is this here for? What does it do?
Yeah.
You just make it a passive where you equip a weapon automatically. It has this enchant with the Death Knight. I don't fucking know. Like,
yeah.
They need to think of a better system for that.
I don't play Death Knight, so I don't know. I wouldn't know what it's
First World Death Knight.
Although I'm thinking about re-rolling my Warlock this next expansion because I'm like, I've been tanking for 2 expansions already. I think I want to play DPS again.
I've been healing for so long, dude. I don't know what the fuck I want to level. Because I was like, I want to druid so I can get fly form, and then I'm like, well, no, because I'm probably going to get stuck healing again. So, anyways, moving on. Max level world content. So big, of course, we kind of talked about this earlier. A big thing is that people are fucking. I hit max level. I have my dailies, and that's it. There's no more real content for me. Like me, I just hit level 90 on my paladin, and I was like, I'm done. I don't want to level anymore. I don't want to quest. I'm out. There's no more content for me to do other than get my gear and start raiding. Right? That's pretty much the way it is. So they announced that they're going to want more high level content where they want you to keep progressing in the lore, stuff like that, by doing the quest, which we kind of saw in Pandaria, where the scenarios where you had to sit down and watch the scenario little cutscene, and then you get to go to the scenario, stuff like that, which I really loved. That was really awesome. Yeah. And hopefully they do a lot more of that.
Pretty cool.
They wanted to add more content more than ever before, so they're saying the end game content is going to be huge. To where the leveling content right now is more than the end level content. No, there's going to be the vice versa. The leveling content is not going to be that much, but when you get to max level content, it's going to be huge.
I think it should be opposite. Yeah. I think like the leveling experience should go by a lot faster, and in the end game content is where they should focus most of their time developing and making more end game than leveling.
By the way they're talking about it, it sounds like that's exactly what they're going to do.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I heard they're also bringing back more world bosses too.
You're corrected. Anyways.
I'm just kidding. I am correct.
You've been corrected.
I think they are because that's the way that they were moving out with Mop. I mean, Mop had a lot of world bosses, which they still do. I mean, they had the Shah, they had the dinosaur, they had the thing.
I heard they're bringing back more of those. You know how they had in Mop, from what I've seen and from watching you guys play, the little fucking elites that came out that randomly had their own little spawn counters. The rare elites.
Yeah.
You farmed them. They gave you good stuff.
Yeah.
I think they're rebalancing that for WoD too.
That makes sense.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Keeps people busy. Yeah.
Fucking,
Is that pretty much what we're looking at for World of Warcraft?
Hold on, I still got a little bit more. Environmental gameplay, which to me sounded like they want to do like shit where you're randomly walking by and a world event starts.
That would be sweet.
Yeah.
If they actually add world events or like randomly spawning events, that'd be pretty sick.
That's what it sounds like to me. That's what's going on. I believe the world's too big to do that in WoW. Unless
do it
it's like a timed. Yeah, unless it's like a time thing, which would be pretty fucking dope. Make like questing after 90. Make feel like questing after 90. I don't know what I meant by that.
He's reading his illegible notes.
No, I could read it, but I don't know what I meant. May feel like that is a note for myself. It doesn't matter. Oh well. Continuing. Scaling rates to 30. That's another thing that they announced that they might want to do, but they're not 100% about. Where right now it's 25 mans, they might want to do it to 30 mans.
Holy shit. I haven't done a
25 is
man
a fucking
random
ass
like a
number.
real 25 man.
Yeah.
I haven't done one in a real long time.
Yeah,
either.
but I mean, if you think about it, for like the other guilds and because right now we play with our friends and stuff like that. For the other guilds that are out there right now that do have 100 plus members in there, and they're like, okay, well we have 25 already. Now we have to build up our second raid, so we need 25 more people. That gives them a little bit buffer. Now we have 30. I don't know. I don't know.
Let's be real, guys. Do you honestly miss 40-man raids? Do you? Do you really?
That's it.
Fucking hated those.
That's
So,
the new World of Warcraft.
There's a lot more shit that we really didn't touch on, but it's a lot of like little shit that they kind of talked about, but it wasn't really. They talked about like BGs and stuff like that, and how they were saying, oh, that's another thing too, where rated RBGs, like they're gonna have like random queues, so you like if you're alone, you could still queue. Stuff like that, and then they're gonna do stuff where you can see like if we're paying AB and they're taking blacksmith, it'll show you a timer on like how much time you have to get to blacksmith, which is pretty cool because like a lot of people don't have timers. It looks like they're trying to get rid of the use of DBM.
I see.
Where like DBM for PvP, it'll tell you how long you have to take back blacksmith.
They're putting the
countdowns
mods
and stuff like that, and it looks like they're trying to get rid of that, which is cool because like a lot of people that don't have the computer or RAM to be able to run extra programs, it's gonna help out a lot.
They're putting the mods into the game.
Yeah.
They've been doing that over time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, their DBM is not that good. Personally, no. I don't like it too much, but hey, that's what they're trying to do. Oh, another cool thing they showed is like say you're taking the flag, say it's an alliance flag, and you're taking the horde flag, you'll see it like. Because remember, you would take it and then it'd burn up and then yours would come out gray. No, you'll see it like, it'll, like a ring. Imagine a ring going up your flag and it starts changing from alliance to horde. As the ring goes up. And that's how you know like if they're taking it or not, which is pretty fucking cool.
I get it.
The little things, little things like that were, we didn't really talk about.
2 thumbs up.
Yeah. There's little shit that really makes me excited for the game. But there's a lot of shit that I'm just like, I don't know if I want to play it, man. Like, they just, I don't know. The story, the lore, what they're talking about. I'm excited for it. I know I'm going to play it, but at the same time, I'm like, why? I expected more.
I feel like it's like that, like almost every expansion. We're like, oh god, like especially with Pandora, everyone was like,
I was excited for Pandora off the bat.
I wasn't. That's why I didn't play.
I was kind of neutral with it because I was like, well.
They did good though. It was a pretty dope.
It's not Emerald Dream. Like I don't know.
That's a lot of people are flipping out about too. We're like, this isn't in the lore. Like you guys never talked about this. Why? There's so much content that you have, but I could see it as a creative standpoint. Like in the being on the development team and like story development. Mm-hmm. Why would you want to do somebody else's story? Why would you want to create these 3 books into a game when you could create your own story? You know what I mean? I see it. I understand it in a creative point of view. But in another point of view, as a fan, I'm kind of siding with this is bullshit. We want to see what we've already seen before. Once again, Pandaria came out of nowhere. No one saw that coming. Yeah, there was pandas in Warcraft, but they didn't really talk about them too much.
Well, that's what that expansion was. They were elaborating on that. They were like, look, we mentioned them. No one knew anything about them. Here's a whole expansion on them.
No doubt, though, this expansion has been one of the best, in a long time.
Yeah.
It's a really good expansion. Well, moving on.
Moving on.
I guess we'll move on straight to some Hearthstone. I mean, Hearthstone. Hearthstone?
I like Hearthstone.
Hearthstone. It's Hearthstone.
Hearthstone?
Hearthstone?
Did you guys get to see the Innkeeper's Invitational?
No.
I did not actually.
Really?
It didn't host it. It didn't host it. It's only on the virtual ticket, which pissed me off. The only thing they showed in any of the competitions was a StarCraft, and J Dong lost. I was pissed.
Well, I got to watch the Innkeeper's Invitational, and I did predict Kriparian to make it all the way to the end because I follow his stream. He's really, really good, and I knew he was going to do well in the tournament.
I hate that.
And I'm sorry. Regardless, I thought Trump was going to make it a lot further. He was another very, very good Hearthstone player. And one person I didn't know anything about that was playing Hearthstone was this guy Artosis. He came out of nowhere to me, at least, and took the tournament all the way through, and it ended up being Crip and Artosis playing it out at the end, and Artosis barely slid through for the victory. It was that RNG top deck pull that pulled it off for him, and that was it.
Good. I'm happy.
Of course we would be.
What the
I'm
fuck?
happy he lost.
But he had a couple
What did
monster
he pull?
decks.
What card? What made it win?
I forget.
Oh.
But
Anti-climactic.
he had a couple good decks too. But so did Kriparian. Kriparian's decks were well constructed too. And at the end, it seemed like it just came down to RNG.
Yeah. That's a big part of that game is RNG, which I don't like, but I see why.
Yeah.
Especially after the panel when after they talked about we don't want the super hardcore in-depth game. We want the little, you have fucking 10 minutes to kill, 20 minutes to kill, you can get a game in, which is cool.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it to come out on the iOS system. Or,
Dude, the
mobile.
Android announcement itself for iOS and Android for the mobile platform was huge.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, they said that that's going to be in development for a while, but at least we have confirmation now that it is planned to be released.
Yeah.
Because everyone was like, oh, tablet, okay. How many people actually have a tablet? Who knows?
Yeah.
Everybody's got a fucking smartphone.
Yep. Oh, what are you doing? On my way to work, playing Hearthstone.
Hope you're not driving.
I know.
Oh, I am.
Along with that,
in the danger zone.
there was some announcements for Hearthstone as well, as far as upcoming changes, nerfs to some certain cards that have been questionable the whole time.
No, that bird should just left him alone.
He's talking about the Vulture and the Hunter deck, by the
from
way.
the OTK deck?
Yeah.
Come on, man. It's not that broken. It's a 2/2.
It's fucking broken.
It's a 2/2.
It is pretty broken.
Oh my god, it's a 2/2.
The effect, though.
Who cares? Play one card and kill it. Don't. I want it okay. Force them to lose something for hitting my card. You know what I mean? Because you could ping it.
Okay.
That's stupid. Don't be able to ping my creature. Make them trade. Make them sacrifice for it.
This is true. It was questionable. We'll see if it works out in the way they want it to work, because they just didn't want that whole build that was going that direction to be as overpowered. They wanted to be able to be countered, because there was a point where the OTK deck, that's what it was called, the one-turn kill deck, Hunter will save all of his cards, drop all that shit, including the Starving Buzzard, and fuck you in one turn. And that was it. You're dead. And there was no way to really counter something like that. So they're thinking maybe this change will help to counter stuff like that.
Here's my rebuttal. You yourself, as a developer, said that there is no deck that overpowers another. Your statistics showed it.
Yeah.
So if that deck was so overpowered, Hunter should be number one, which is not the fucking case. So you should leave a card alone.
This is true. And it was exclusive to Hunter decks. It was
So
a beast.
dumb,
Yeah.
dude. So dumb.
Regardless, they did announce
They
open
only took
beta.
off 1 health.
Yeah, that makes a big difference.
It does.
You really didn't play
Makes a
card
huge
games, so you
difference.
don't really know. But that ping, I can play. Not even. I could play a card that's gonna do. I could summon something that's gonna do 1 damage and kill that card. No, fuck you. Pay and sacrifice your creature to kill my creature.
Yeah.
That makes a big difference, dude. It makes
Saboo would rather force it so a creature trades with it than have random AoE damage
overzealous
off.
Past Magic gamers, whatever.
Regardless, we'll get more into like some card changes. But big announcement, open beta. We all saw it coming. You know, we knew it was going to be after BlizzCon. It's actually coming next month, December. Open beta.
They announced it for sure because they were saying.
Yeah, they confirmed it.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you haven't signed up already,
even during the thing, they were saying December or January.
From what I heard, it was December. So
yeah.
If you haven't signed up yet, go ahead and sign up. And get into the open beta. It's pretty fun.
It's pretty fun. Fun.
Along with that,
a lot of rage.
Now they're considering esports finally heavily because of how big there's a following and how like there's a lot of competitive communities coming up for the game. They never suspected, I guess, the game was going to blow up this much to be that competitive. Mm-hmm. They wanted it to be more of like a casual thing, and now it's turning into a competitive thing.
Well, it's quick and fun. Quick and fun games are usually are competitive.
So now they're working on developing a spectator mode for it to add to and help the competitive community.
Right.
Because that's key.
Right. We talked about this personally before, and I told you that there's no way they're not going to add a spectator mode because they were already kind of talking about adding spectator mode to WoW and like arenas and stuff like that. Why not just implement that to Hearthstone?
They're making some changes also to ranked play. They're making it a lot more competitive now. As you go up in the ranks, there's going to be I think 25 different ranks now. As you go up in the ranks, right, you gain like a star, right? And after you fill up your stars, you get boosted up to the next rank. Mm-hmm. Well, that gets reduced too if you lose a game. You lose a game, you lose a star. So you can potentially go up and down ranks depending on what you are. They're going to get reset every so often, like seasons.
Yeah.
And people will be awarded like stuff for depending on what rank you were that season.
Yeah, I know. I saw like the golden champions, the golden hero powers, little things like that.
And if you reach the top rank, you become a legend, right? And legends can see exactly how good they are within their region. So you get like a rating for what your place is within your region. Like people around you, they're like, I don't know if they're going to do it by city or how they're going to do it exactly. Maybe by West Coast, East Coast, something like that. Who knows?
That's cool.
Oh, and you cannot be knocked down from the legend status. So if you lose games, you can't come out of the legend status.
Exactly.
Which is pretty cool. I think if you earn the right to fucking be up there, they'd suck really hard.
They're going to be adding golden heroes now and golden hero powers. So now if you're able to get to golden hero, they said winning 500 games with a single hero will get you the golden hero, and it has like special spell effects and everything. It looks really, really cool. They're adding some expandability towards the arena game mode, which is actually one of my favorite game modes because closest to draft as you can get to in Hearthstone, you know.
And they have the 3 new keys coming out also.
Yeah, they're moving it up to a 12 maximum win.
Yeah.
So you can go up 3 more keys, and I'm assuming the rewards are going to increase too beyond that.
Yep.
They're also working on reconnecting functionality. I don't know how that's going to work out. I ain't going to wait 5 minutes for anybody to reconnect in my game, you know what I mean? Like, I may wait, I guess I can consider wait like a maximum of like 30 seconds if someone gets disconnected to reconnect.
I doubt it's going to be 30 seconds because those turns alone are like 2 minutes.
But like they got to provide something to the person that's waiting there the whole time, you know what I'm saying? Like why should I wait there though? If they're going to make it like something like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, why should I wait 2 to 3 minutes and not just exit the game and re-queue? It sucks for me because that person disconnected. It sucks for the person that disconnected at the same time. So they got to incentivize something for the opposite person to wait for the other person to reconnect.
You get a little duck hunt game and accept.
They can give you the win, maybe.
Well, if he doesn't reconnect, you automatically get the win.
I don't think they really care for the person waiting. Personally, that's the one thing I don't like about Blizzard. They like to side with people a lot. Mm-hmm. So it's not like, what can we do for the best of the 2 parties? No, what can we do for the best of this one party? Like the turns, dude. Come on, man. It shouldn't take fucking 2 minutes to play a turn in a simple fucking card game. In Magic, I could understand. In this card game, I don't see it.
There's so many things to consider in Magic, but like in this, I think it should be like a minute. Keep it fast. Keep it faster pace. Some cool stuff though that people were wondering like where they were going to go with as far as bringing more cards in. they are going to release expansions at some point. Expansion card sets. They went into some depth regarding that. They said they're still thinking about how exactly they're going to go about the whole expansion sets ideals. And they're working that out. But they did confirm that they're going to have these things called adventures. They're going to be like an expansion set, but picture it like a PvE.
Like a scenario card set?
Yeah, where it's like you go through like this PvE adventure, right? Where you're fighting against maybe like a boss or a bunch of different bosses. Like you're working your way through a story in Hearthstone, in PvE, and you're unlocking cards as you're going through it.
That's pretty cool.
I thought that was pretty neat.
I mean, yeah.
And they're calling those adventures.
Adds adds more to the game. So you won't feel like you're just playing the repetitive matches over and over again.
Correct. What I'm interested, though, to find out is this going to be like some free expanded content, or are they going to charge for these adventures, or how they're going to go about that? Obviously,
kind of like it
is a free-to-play game, so there's going to be some sort of microtransaction that's got to come into play here.
Yeah.
Buying packs and probably buying expansions.
Buying arena keys.
I can justify dropping a couple bucks on the expansion, but
sorry.
No, that's okay.
I don't know.
I think $2 for an arena key for someone that's never done it is a little much.
Yeah.
Especially to 150 gold, that's still a little much. That'll take you a full day of playing. For your average person, full day, 2-3 hours of play. It's so dumb.
The rewards though, are pretty good. If you're actually able to win a bunch of games,
yeah, but
you can win back the money basically and more that you just spent.
But for someone that's never really done it before,
that's true.
You're fucked because you're coming in blind. You're not knowing what the hell to do. Mm-hmm. You're not knowing what's best. Stuff like that. It kind of sucks for that. But it is what it is.
I think they should make an arena mode where you don't get any
like a practice arena mode.
Yeah, where you get to still play other people in the arena draft mode. You don't get any rewards for doing it.
A quarter to sign up.
No, but it doesn't cost anything. It's completely free. You do the arena draft. Yeah. You don't get any rewards in it. It's like a practice mode. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, arena practice mode. Yeah. I think that'd be cool. It takes away that risk, and then if you do want to risk your money,
even if you lose, you don't lose that deck, but you have to play that deck for the whole day, or a time period because it is free still.
No, they can do it they can do.
No, what I'm saying, I'm looking at it as a business point of view. They have to make it so you don't want to do that. You see what I mean? They're gonna, that's how they're gonna.
Oh, they're gonna limit you one deck per day that you can build.
Yeah. I mean, you can play a limited amount of times. You're not gonna get kicked off, but you're limited to that one deck for a certain amount of time until the reset happens.
That's still viable. That's still viable,
which is fine by me.
Giving the option to let people do that without paying.
Yeah, because it's like a cooldown thing. You know what I mean? In a microtransaction game, a lot of microtransaction games have that.
Yeah.
Where you can do this one dungeon this one time, and there will be no repercussions for it, but you have to wait 4 days to do it again.
I see it. It's all good things. Blizzard,
get on that.
I know you're not listening, but if you are,
get on that.
Get on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just about it for Hearthstone.
Hearthstone.
We only got one thing left.
Oh boy,
Diablo,
the goddamn disappointment of the game.
Reaper of Souls.
Do you want to do a quick recap, or do you want to get in depth recap?
We're gonna do a quick recap on this one, only because I have faith that they may finally redeem themselves with this expansion because of how bad Diablo 3 is at its current state.
You're asking for too much.
Be prepared to be disappointed.
Is Jay Wilson still?
Huh?
Is Jay Wilson still producing it?
I don't
remember. Go look on the panel.
I was watching.
Did they transfer him teams? I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I think they brought him back.
Oh God!
I believe they brought him back. I think that's what they did.
I don't blame him, but I blame him because we need someone to blame.
Blame Metzen. Everyone blames Metzen.
Diablo 3, Reaper of Souls, new expansion.
Trailer, fucking awesome.
Trailer's awesome.
When is a Blizzard trailer not fucking awesome? Even Heroes of the Storm trailer was stupid silly, but awesome in the end.
The new WoW expansion trailer was not that great.
I think that was a preview trailer. I don't think that was the real trailer.
Hey,
They're going to reveal the
trailer.
If they don't reveal the cinematic trailer, I'm going to be sorely disappointed.
Yeah.
Trailer. No, they are, because, I mean, Pandaria was the same way. They had the teaser trailer, and then the actual cinematic trailer came out only a few months before the actual game came out.
Yeah, okay.
I remember we were all scrambling, dude, when we heard that it was out. We're like, oh my god, where is it? Where is it?
It was pretty cool.
Yeah,
I
it was
liked
cool.
it.
No, can I set up your low expectations now? Can I say something that they mentioned to just lower your expectations?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, in the panel, they made a huge deal about archers. Remember archers? You would fight archers and right? Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
They made a huge deal that now if you get up close to them, they don't turn around and walk away. They backpedal. It's a big deal, bro.
There was
Make big moves at Blizzard, bro.
There's a
What?
whole
Making big moves at Blizzard, bro.
There was a whole section of the panel where they were showing a little video of like the models, like archer models, and versus the actual character, and how if they got really close, they would turn around, walk away, and then turn back so that they can continue shooting you at a distance. And they were like, that's very demeaning to the player when the mobs turn their backs on you.
Yeah,
so
it's
now they
demeaning
back.
to you. They don't show their respect for you, bro.
What?
So now they're gonna backpedal.
They're shooting me. What?
So dumb.
They spent significant development time to fix
This was a big deal.
backpedaling.
They literally
What?
spent probably 5 minutes talking about that.
Yeah. I totally forgot about that.
They could literally have been like, "Hey, look it, they did that. And click. Now they do that. Eh? All right, move on." No.
Someone on the team has some deeper psychological problems going on.
Okay.
Go ahead, continue.
So, Diablo, Reaper of Souls. We
Diablo.
are getting a new campaign, new act. I think it's Act 5. Yes, Act 5. The Angel of Wisdom. Don't remember his name. Really long. He is now the Angel of Death and surprises everyone by stealing the Dark Soul Stone. Malthael. Thank you.
So long, bro. So long.
I don't remember.
I love Diablo lore. So
No. He said it was a long name, and I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I don't think it was.
It's not a common name, all right? And I don't remember common names very
Wait.
well.
So then you
I
should
could
remember
have
that name even
mispronounced
better.
that then.
Malthael, whatever. Anyways, he becomes
But no, let me. Fuck it. Go ahead.
He becomes the Angel of Death. Which his mission basically is he views Nephilims or humans a complete abomination. He has ever since the beginning when he was the leader of the entire Angel Council. So his first act as, I guess, executioner, he completely wipes Free March off the face of the earth. He kills everyone like that. You're gone. You're dead. And
but the reason he's doing it, it's not just because he hates them. Is that because humans have become so powerful that they defeated the prime evil, and he sees that because they're so powerful, he needs to put them. He needs to end
yes,
them.
because he couldn't put down the prime evils, and they could. He was like, "Well, this is a new threat. They need to be gone."
Yeah,
I'm
that
sorry.
wasn't
Like immediately, like, oh, they killed the guy I couldn't kill. My thought wouldn't be, I'm gonna come after him. It's gonna be like, fuck.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like, shit.
But he kills them
The
all.
thing is that like there in the Diablo lore, right? There's always that struggle between heaven and hell, right?
Yeah.
And you got this world stuck in the middle, right?
Stuck
of this
in the middle
epic
again.
battle, and they're vying for control at the same time. And even you're playing the Diablo 3 storyline, which was great in itself. There's still that resentment that they don't want these humans or to anywhere near them, and they're like subpar. They don't deserve any recognition or anything like that, and makes a lot of sense to me because now they see it as a threat. You know what I mean? Because you always see this picture painted.
It's like a third party entering the battlefield now.
They
They have shown can't stand up to evil.
They painted the picture clear where you think, heaven is this high and mighty place, blah, blah, blah. And then they really show the real side of it. They're like, well, these guys are just as bad as the other guys, just in a different way.
No one expects the yellow team. It's an old TF2 reference. Never mind.
Yeah. Anyways, continue.
If I could flip this table right now, I would.
Well, that's
You
the same
can.
thing, like, it's the same thing why Tyrael, did his whole thing, because he saw it all and what was happening.
Yeah.
So, with the expansion, with the new act, we're getting the new zone, Pandemonium. Ooh. No, it doesn't involve pandas. It's a cross realm between heaven and hell, so it's kind of like the mixture of both.
The cutscenes when they're fighting.
Yeah.
When the demons and the angels,
that's their battlefield, essentially. And the laws
looks fucking cool, though.
of our world and both heaven and hell don't apply here. Totally new rules, totally new difficulties, totally new monsters, according to what the panels were talking about.
For example, remember in Diablo 3, a monster had, like, I don't know, like poison, and then they had, like, spit or something like that. Like, that was their magic combo. No, now they could have, like, spit and electricity, so they're spitting electricity at you. Like, remember you would see a monster and be like, oh, he has this power, he has this, and this power.
They can change and adapt.
The powers would come together. No, now it's random. It's literally all random. That is the only reason. Continue. Go ahead.
No, you can go.
No, because then I'm going to jump far ahead.
Okay.
And I don't want to do that yet.
So, with the new mode, with the new zone, there's coming new modes so that people aren't completely bored when they hit top Paragon level and finish the act again and so on and so on. So
you can't make money anymore. You can't make gold anymore.
Well, you can, but it's going to be for purposes like fucking. There's a new profession now. It's called enchanting.
Okay, wait. Pause there. That reference was, if you didn't hear, they're getting rid of the.
They're getting rid of the auction house.
The real money auction house.
Yeah.
Throwing that shit out the window.
No, they're getting rid of all the auction houses.
Yeah.
Both of them.
Thank God. Bring it back to what it is.
Yeah. Bring it back to going on a Korean website and buying my item from the Korean, and he joins my server, and I pay him the gold, and the Korean gives me the weapon. And then you go and buy gold from the same Korean guy that you bought that fucking weapon from, right? That's what we want back. Yep.
I'm going to stop you right there, because named items, epics, and legendaries are not tradable anymore. Once you find it, it's sold bound to that character.
So what reason do I have to continue playing the game? I beat the storyline. What reason do I have?
Different variations of weapons, and the new modes. So I was about to get into those. So we got a new mode called Adventure Mode. So what it does is it completely takes out the story element of the game and unlocks all the waypoints. And what it does is it allows you the freedom to explore and grind. So basically, if you want to level another character, or you want to farm for more gear, but you don't want to play through the whole goddamn story again, you can just go to a certain area where you know this particular gear drops, or where you think the most amount of goblins or gold drops, and you can teleport to that area and run it as much as you can on any difficult level you want. It's a farm mode, basically.
Okay.
So, also, while in adventure mode, let's see. So yeah, you get to farm on any difficulty, at any level, blah blah blah. There's also bounties, which are incentives to go out and do this specific objective. And it varies. You get extra gold experience from the event, and it allows you to kill certain monsters that are very unique that no one has ever seen, and they can drop good loot. So there's that incentive.
Okay, I like the variety so far.
Yeah, they're randomized, and like I said, they're randomized in objectives too. There's also something called Nephilim Rifts that are available in adventure mode. Okay. And what Nephilim Rifts are, it's a random portal to a randomized dungeon. And the dungeons can range anywhere from 5 to 10 levels deep.
2 to 10.
2 to 10? 2 to 10 levels deep. And what happens is the dungeon's completely randomized, and they're super difficult. But the plus side on them is it's overwhelming with monsters. Kind of like going back to the Diablo 2 where your screen was fucking packed with monsters, and you're like, oh my god, how the hell am I going to deal with this? 1 second.
Yeah,
get the captain here.
When they showed like the screenshots of all this, hectic. It's hectic to say the least. It looked pretty cool.
It's going to be very panicky when you go into these Nephilim Rifts, but the reward is lots of good stuff that's going to drop, and they're super difficult, so it's going to be a challenge for players. Also, the boss is random. So it's going to be on any random act, and the dungeon is going to reflect that random act that it chose. And like I said, it's going to be however many levels it chooses to be that way. Well, the boss randomly spawns somewhere. So you could be fighting...
So you could literally take a step into the dungeon, and the boss is looking right at you.
That'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
Or you can be fighting a huge fucking group of mobs, and all of a sudden, out of the fucking war, oh shit, it's the goddamn boss. I'm dead.
Yep. Yeah. That is like the one thing about the game that kind of made me like, okay, maybe I'll buy it again. because the randomization of the level and stuff like that seems interesting to me. I'm like, okay, maybe.
Yeah.
To deal with the crazy amount of monsters and the crazy random boss spawns, there is special shrines in Nephilim Rifts.
Okay.
And they're called, they're just shrines. But they gave you insanely good buffs. One that constantly teleports mobs around you or instantly kills a certain type of mob or a certain element of mob. They give you stupid stuff.
That's
basically
awesome.
to help you grind through the chaos. But they only last a very short amount of time. Like
I
any
like
buff.
that. I like the hecticness, you know what I mean? Like keeping the energy up while you're playing that type of game is very important because it can get so mundane sometimes when you're just grinding for gear and farming. You're just like, oh god, here we go, reset the instance, go in again, do this, okay, I'll reset the instance, do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what it seems like they're trying to gear away towards.
If you're on your toes the whole time, it'd be fucking awesome.
That's the one reason that I kind of want to play the game again. But
the good thing is those dungeons are going to have a lot of replayability because they're never going to be the same. Otherwise, the aesthetic of it, like, you know, it's the desert area or the underground area under Free March, it's going to have that same thing, but it's never going to be the same experience. It's going to be different mobs, different boss.
I hope they win me back because I really love Diablo, and Diablo 3 just fucking killed it for me. Like for especially like dungeon crawlers. Like I played Path of Exile, and I really like Path of Exile too. But like I think because I had so much hope for Diablo 3 after it had been in development for like fucking 10 plus years or some shit, and then after playing it, and I was like, oh, this is awesome. Oh, what? Oh, this is not so awesome. Oh, why am I still playing this game? Yeah, and then now it's like you're kind of almost hesitant to reinvest in the game again, hoping that it's going to be better with this expansion.
Exactly. Like, it makes me, like, think twice, like, I kind of want to come back, but I don't, they haven't showed me enough to be like, yeah, I want to come back. Like, there's nothing.
I think I'm on the brink of being sold right now.
Yeah.
But
I'm on the brink!
It just hasn't happened yet.
Shut up.
It's getting to that fucking moment where we can only just take so much of you.
You're on the brink!
Punch in the fucking dick.
It's going to happen. You know it's coming.
What, punching in the dick part or the part where you get mad?
Anyways, the game...
Both.
This is just the way they treat their fucking fan base pisses me off. Dude, people were asking questions, and they would just run around the questions, and then they asked the question, what about offline mode? When are we going to get offline mode? And he pretty gave him a fuck you. We don't care what you want. We're going to do what we want to do answer.
It's so funny because their whole fucking excuse the whole time for having DRM and always online was because of the auction house.
Yeah.
They fucking use that as a crutch the whole time. We're like, oh, well, we have to have it because this, it's got to provide security. And yada, yada, yada. And all this shit. And now that they're taking all that stuff away, it's like there's almost no fucking point for it anymore. And now they're dodging the question.
Yeah. He's like, oh, well, what about offline mode? Well, we feel that the game isn't really a single-player game. We feel more that it's like you're supposed to play with your friends and this and that. And
they use the...
How are we going to have you play with your friends if you're offline?
They use the excuse of community.
What if I want to play with my friends? I want to play it by myself.
Yeah. No, well, fuck you.
Yeah,
Diablo was developed like that way in the beginning.
No,
like,
fuck you.
No one ever played Diablo 1? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I'm Blizzard. Fuck you.
Still no PvP or ladder system.
I forgot. This is Blizzard and not Blizzard North. The geniuses behind Diablo in the first place. But
well, somebody asked, what about PvP? And he said, yeah, we're thinking about it. That's it.
Yeah, that was it.
That was it.
Someone even asked about a ladder system, to rank up and whatnot. Yeah. And some guy was like,
well, he asked because they are, you could tell from what they showed, there will be a ranking system. But whether it's for like gear and progression, I don't know.
Well,
guilds, they're bringing guilds in.
Oh yeah, they're bringing guilds and clans.
Cool. I thought that was
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You could find someone to play with, if you're in this big guild or whatever. But what the fuck are they going to rank? You know what I mean? Like,
progression, I don't know, bro.
Progression through what?
Your gold. Maybe that's what gold's for now. It's to see,
Let's rate the level of how depressed our player base is.
Yeah.
Because the answer he gave to him for that question was, ladders are cool. You climb up on them. They've got little supports for your feet and hands. That's what it was.
He gave him a fucking
joke.
I'm an adult and you're a child answer. That's that. It blew me away that he could get away with that and not get some kind of repercussion from the company. Like,
Yep.
Personally, man,
it may just be that team because of how much shit that they got now from the community. Because
they should have listened and not come out with this
yeah.
other piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like, you should have implemented PvP. You should have brought
their
hardcore back to
default
what it
thing
was.
is that we make the games that we want to make. But that's always what they fall back on. You know what I mean? And they're like, we at Blizzard here make the games we want to make. We make the games that are fun to us, and by making games that are fun to us, we're hoping it'll be fun to other people.
Are any of the developers on the new Diablo team a part of the original one at all?
The original Diablo? I have no idea.
Because that's what Heroes of Storm is. It's a small team with members from the original Blizzard company, and they're making this bombastic fucking MOBA. What the fuck are you doing, Diablo team?
I don't think bringing original team members to Heroes of the Storm matters.
Yeah.
If they would bring original team members from the Dota team, okay, now we can talk. But the Dota team didn't work for Blizzard, so that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. It might have something to do with the creative impact of how they respond to the fan base, because that's all the Heroes of Storm people did. They respond to the fan base each year at BlizzCon and made it better and better and better.
I think they just made such a heap pile of shit that they can't come back from without completely remaking the game.
Well, then maybe they should do that.
But they're not.
I know.
It's too much money.
So much development money that they've already wasted. Right now they're working towards trying to salvage what they got and make it a better game to play from what it is right now.
Yeah.
Which I'm hoping it does get there. I would love to come back and play Diablo and love it again.
Trust me, I definitely want to go back to log into a screen and get an error code for the first week and a half.
Oh yeah, well, we all know how that goes. New tattoo, bro?
Yeah, but it's fucking itchy and I think he scared me. See how it's like deep in there? Yeah.
The tattoo.
No one else can see that, so.
Yeah. That's what I'm explaining. It's like I have like a cave in my arm now.
Yay!
Well, yeah. I think that's about it.
I think that's about it.
That wraps us up here.
Yeah. I was trying to hold back on the rage, so excuse me now if it seemed like I wasn't all there, because I was really angry about this BlizzCon. I was really upset about this BlizzCon. But we'll see. We'll see what comes out.
We didn't mention the movie. Oh, wait, there's nothing to mention.
Oh, yeah. The people involved in it really like Warcraft. They like playing World of Warcraft.
Human versus orc conflict, gladiator grittiness, and it might be shot in Vancouver. That's all I got.
And that's all they released at a whole entire panel about the movie.
That panel was a fucking hour long and they didn't say anything.
They said nothing and dodged questions, right?
Yep. Blink-182 was awful.
They didn't even get an applause.
All right. BlizzCon and a wrap, ladies and gentlemen.
That was it.
Yep.
Thank you for listening. If you listened all the way through.
It was pretty long.
It was pretty long, I don't know why you would, but if you did, I take my hat off if I was wearing one.
A tip of the hat to you.
A tip of my hair.
Will you shut up?
No! Creative freedom.
I think that's about to wrap
So
it up.
we need to live in a fascist state. Stop motherfuckers like him.
Right? Right? Maybe
Creative
not.
What? Nothing. I think that's it, though.
That just about wraps us up for our BlizzCon mini recap here. We might do a couple more videos going a little bit more in depth, either with the new WoW expansion as far as lore and like specific mechanics go. I know we want to make a new video going further in depth with Heroes of the Storm and whatever new content comes out for that, because we're pretty much excited for that.
Yeah.
But we'll see how that goes. We are back, ladies and gentlemen, officially. And we hope to be continuing the content here and continuing a steady stream of content. We haven't decided what days we're going to be releasing our content on yet. We'll be making that decision pretty soon and hopefully keeping to it. And we hope that you stick with us and come back every week.
New show.
Oh, yeah, we got a couple new shows coming out, too.
Yeah.
And the Digital Roundtable is expanding a little bit more. We might have a couple new avenues we're going towards.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes. Why don't you introduce the new show?
It might actually be out before this hits It's done. We just need to upload it, but I need to get my hands on it. So there's that. It's actually called the Comic Derpcast, the CDC. You can follow us at CDC Cast. Fuck, I don't remember. I'll figure it out though.
We'll work it out.
We'll work it out. Yeah, but it's going to be the Comic Derpcast, the CDC Cast. It's going to be a comic books, comic book movies, anything comic book related. Just a good old time with comic books. And it's me and 3 other guys that are new additions to the Digital Roundtable. It's going to be another show. Be on the lookout for that. If not, you probably already saw it. I don't know when it's going to upload, but we got that going. It's going to be fun.
We got a secret show in the works, too.
Another show in the works.
It's not done yet, but it involves sitting through a questionable amount of Netflix movies.
Yeah. It might be the show that ends us. And not in the sense that ends the podcast. Like, I literally will shoot myself at the end of the show, at the end of doing it. But it should be fun.
Yeah, look forward to that coming out pretty soon. And that's going to wrap us out. Wrap us out there, sir.
Dude, I don't remember how to do this.
Just make it up.
It's so long.
Oh, all right. Well, anyways, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Digital Roundtable, where you always have a seat.
I'm on the brink.